On this week's Waypoint, a lot of new info from the PvE, Yasuo has made his way into the game, and foreign teams are joining the North American LCS. What's up guys, and welcome to Waypoint, your weekly League of Legends recap for December 19th, 2013. I'm your host, Mike Schaffner. Now this episode is all about the PvE, as Riot unloads tons of changes, features, as well as skins to the most recent build. Probably the most exciting news this week was the inclusion and announcement of the brand new Lunar Revel skins for Tryndamere, Diana, as well as Riven. Riot Aether took to the forums and wanted to announce that while these skins are being implemented into the PvE, they are coming in various stages of roughness. Particularly, the Diana skin is missing her entire particle set and will be using Diana's base particles as a placeholder until the new ones reach a test-ready state. These new skins will run you 975 Riot points for Diana and Tryndamere, and a hefty 1350 for Riven. These Lunar skins always look amazing and bring a little bit of Eastern flavor to the champion's gameplay. Which of these three new skins are you guys most excited about? Let us know which ones you plan on buying, or if you plan on buying all of them, in the description below. But if champions aren't really your thing, have no fear. Maybe you're a little bit more interested in wasting your buying the Horse Ward skin, which will be available for purchase for 640 Riot points. The Team Builder is also returning to the PvE, as Riot is testing the latest additions to their Looking for Group tool. Now we've spoken in depth about this feature on previous episodes of Waypoint, so if you want to catch up on all that information, you can do so by clicking right here. But it appears that this new iteration that's going to be added will be available for testing during the next few weeks, from Thursday to Sunday. Now on the surface, not much has changed, but under the hood, many bug fixes have been solved and a new polish has been added. Now remember, in order to be eligible for the PvE, Riot must approve access for your account, so if you wish to try out the new Team Builder and give feedback on its development, make sure to head over to the League of Legends main website and apply for beta access today. Speaking of the PvE, it's been a little while since we've covered some of the balancing changes that are going on for certain champions, and recently it looks like Anivia and Kassadin might be the next ones up on the chopping block. It's important to remember that what's to follow is only on the PvE and could be completely different by the time the changes make it to live servers. With that being said, first up is a slight buff to Anivia overall. Anivia's missile speeds have been increased while her W Crystallize and Q Flash Frost have had their mana cost reduced. However, it appears that Kassadin didn't fare as lucky. The damage on Null Sphere has been lowered considerably at max level, and his W Netherblade is seeing a little bit of a rework. Its passive now deals magic damage between 30 and 90, depending on its rank, and its active now reads his next attack doubles its passive bonus and restores a set amount of mana. This mana is tripled if it's used against enemy champions. To make matters even worse, Force Pulse's damage has been lowered at higher ranks. The last PvE change that I want to talk about are the changes that are coming to the jungle items, Spirit of the Ancient Golem, Spectral Wraith, and Elder Lizard. It appears as though the passive from Hunter's Machete Maim, as well as the health and mana regeneration, is being removed. However, the passive Butcher now reads that it will deal 30% bonus damage and restore 8% of damage as health and 4% as mana. This change has got to be an attempt to make these items a little bit more attractive in the late game. Simply put, 5 health on hit is really nothing once you're past level 12, and the only item that typically didn't get sold off, if it was even purchased at all, was the Ancient Golem. Hopefully, this percentage-based restoration will boost this item's value and means it will find its way back into the jungler's item build. Last week, we asked which login screen you guys thought would be implemented first into the game between Yasuo and the Snowdown, and it appears those of you who guessed Yasuo were correct. For those of you wondering when the Snowdown will hit, well, that will be launching hopefully today on December 19th, but nothing has been confirmed. Now, since Yasuo has finally made his way to live servers, people of course are still shouting from the rooftops to nerf this wind-based champion. However, others were actually wondering why the champion has no magic resist gains per level. Champion designer Certainly T spoke up on the forums and stated that Yasuo's shield gives him a substantial advantage against champions who need to expend resources to break it. By removing his magic resist per level, it allowed these champions to have a better laning experience. Basically, for those of you guys who have been paying attention to me for the last few weeks, Yasuo is meant to be a high skill cap champion, and because of this, Riot put a lot of power into his damage avoidance through his dashes, his wind wall, as well as the shield on his passive. This puts more responsibility on the player to ensure that they're using their defensive abilities effectively and maintains a higher skill cap for the champion overall. Remember that this whole concept of this champion is high risk, high reward. If you didn't catch this week's Summoner Showcase Revival, every week we recap some of the best creative work that we found in the League of Legends community. This week we found an amazing gem about the All for One mode by Dante Axe Productions. Check it out. To check out the entire video or watch all of Summoner Showcase Revival, as well as find links to all the artwork that we showcased, you can do so by clicking right here. Just remember that we upload new episodes each and every Tuesday, and if you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll never miss an episode. Now guys, it's no surprise that Riot has been doing an absolutely phenomenal job delivering and developing their lore. We've really seen a massive push from them these last few months to present the story to us, rather than burying it into text. Now that the text wasn't there to begin with, a lot of us just didn't take the time to read it. And that's why services like Audible.com are so great. With hundreds of audiobooks that are available for download right now, you can have your favorite stories presented to you instead of having to read a 300-page novel. With a plethora of video game related topics to choose from, there's just about something for everyone on Audible.com, and if you head on over to audible.com/gamebreaker, you can sign up for a free 30-day trial, as well as even receive a free audiobook to get started right now. It's never been easier, and there's no risk to using Audible, and by supporting Audible, you help support Loyal Nation TV. So if you guys want to check out a great service, head on over to audible.com/gamebreaker and start listening today. Season 4 is fast approaching, so what better time other than now to take a look at some of the upcoming LCS roster changes. As of now, only Cloud9, XDG Gaming, and Meet Your Makers have kept their entire roster. Lemon Dogs actually changed their entire roster, and 3 teams changed their names. Vulcan is now XDG Gaming, Velocity eSports is now Evil Geniuses playing in the NA, and Evil Geniuses in the EU is now known as the Alliance. Now, if that last sentence threw you off a bit, you aren't alone.
They took our jobs! They took your jobs!
They took your jobs! Took your jobs!
If you guys haven't heard, Velocity eSports fired their entire roster and brought on Snoopy, Yellow Pete, and Crepo from the EU. What's even more crazy here is that they actually adopted the Evil Geniuses name. That's right, Evil Geniuses is now a North American team, so what's happening with Wicked and Froggen? Well, they'll still be playing in the EU West, but Evil Geniuses, as I said, will now be known as the Alliance. To replace their former teammates, Alliance has brought the talents of Shook, Tabs, and Kazmich. Evil Geniuses isn't the only team to make the move to the North American circuit though. LMQ TNC, a sister team of the Season 3 finalist, Royal Club, has announced their intention of relocating to North America under their new sponsor iBuyPower. They plan on competing in Riot's upcoming Challenger Series that's sponsored by Coke Zero, with the hopes of earning a spot in the Season 4 LCS. In an interview, the team states that they wish to compete in the North American League because that North America has some of the best teams in the world, the best tournaments, and the best media, as well as the best fans. So what do you guys think here? Will this new influx of talent stir up the competition and give North American fans something to look forward to in Season 4? Or are these teams simply looking for easy competition in order to get guaranteed spots in the LCS?
They took our jobs!
Now, I'm not saying that this is true, but it has been brought up recently, and if that is the case, it's not really hard to think about when you consider how well or how not well the North American teams did in the Season 3 World Championships.
They took our jobs!
Have you guys checked out LawKing's League Trends? If not, you need to head on over to their YouTube channel because each and every week, Lindsay Geektron and Cloth5 recap stats from LawKing's database to bring you weekly trends in top picks, bans, as well as wins within League of Legends. So if you haven't checked out the show or their YouTube channel, you can do so by clicking right here. And might I recommend heading over and getting acquainted with Lindsay because you might be seeing her relatively soon. That does it for this week's episode of Waypoint. Be sure to check back every week on Thursday for updated League of Legends news. If you guys like this video, be sure to like and comment below as it helps spread our audience and let our content be seen all across the world. If you guys want to see more League of Legends content, recaps, and updates, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, LolNation TV. I'm Mike Shaftnet. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Mike Shaftnet. I want to wish you